Hey guys, this is just an update on how I got on with Imalent's warranty process and whether or not the second unit I received shared the same issue as the first. On my first review that I did of the SR32, I talked about the LEDs burning out. I'm just going to share about that. But first, we'll go on to the talk about the warranty process because I know a lot of people have been asking me about it, how I've gone on. So I emailed Imalent and they said ship us the SR32 head back. Just keep the battery pack because the battery pack, lithium batteries cost mega money to ship. Real messy process of filling out documents and things. And so they just said, keep it, we'll send you a replacement head. And I was like, well, I don't want a replacement head. If it's a risk that I'm going to get a second unit that's burnt out, and they're like, no. We won't. The second unit's going to be perfect. Well, I can't trust that it's going to be perfect. And so I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and they just wouldn't budge. But eventually they gave in and they gave me a full refund. But first, like onto the return of the SR32 head, they told me I had to pay for it. Oh, they didn't tell me I had to pay for it. They just said ship it back, and then I was like, well, I don't want to pay all that money to ship it back. And then they sent me an email after that. After I got a friend involved over in China, they sent them an email and they replied back to me saying, "Oh no, you've misunderstood. We were going to refund you the shipping." And I'm like, well, no, I haven't misunderstood. You didn't actually say that in your email that you're going to return the cost. And so I don't know whether they were just trying it on me to see whether I'd cover it, and they didn't have to. But that was a bit frustrating. And so they ended up fully refunding my money, and to my surprise, they offered to send me an SR32 head for free. And so I asked that same person if they would send me an SR16, and they agreed to it. And so really awesome that they agreed to ship me an SR16 for another comparison. But my concern is that they shipped me a refurbished head, not a brand new head. And I got my money returned. I got this for free, so I'm not going to jump up and down about that and get upset. But my concern lies with people that paid full price. Are they getting a brand new head or are they getting a refurbished head? And then there's dealers around the world, retailers, that may be, getting a refurbished head for the ones that if they bought from like the first batch, or just in general, if there's any issues that they're not getting shipped a refurbished head to replace it. Because good shops out there that run their business well in the correct way, they're going to ship their customers out a brand new head to replace it. And the last thing you want is for that dealer to be getting a refurbished head being sent to them. So now they've got a refurbished unit that they can't sell for full price. So that is a problem. But yeah, that's just how I got on. It was a good outcome for me. A little bit frustrating to start with, but now we'll talk about the unit. The SR32 replacement that I received, it's been perfect. The LEDs, no issues whatsoever, no burn marks. I took macro photos of each LED to inspect when I got the unit. And then photos after I had finished all the footage, and it's perfect, no issues whatsoever. So it must have been just leftover flux on the surface of the LEDs from the soldering process. I spoke to Marco at One Lumen and various other reviewers that have received units from the second batch, and it's been absolutely perfect, no problem whatsoever there. So it looks like they've fixed the problem. So I can fully recommend to buy this unit now. On my last video, I was like, wait till the second batch comes out because I can't recommend it in this state. And so that's really good. I onto the refurbished head. I received a refurbished head on mine, and I'll take a photo of it, but there's a scratch on the underside of the bezel, and it looks like maybe the tool that they were using to loosen the bezel slipped and scratched it. But again, I'm not going to complain because I got it for free. So a little bit of final thoughts on the SR32. I mentioned, like the UI on my last video, and a lot of people hate it, how there's no shortcut to the lowest level. Like on the SR16, you can triple tap the switch and it will go, you could be on the high level, medium level, triple tap from off even, and it'll change or start up on the lowest level, which is really good. But another reviewer brought up the point that you're not going to be picking up this light to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, or go for a little walk around your section. This is for serious business, for like search and rescue or lighting up a massive area. You're not going to really care too much about it activating on high. It's not going to activate on turbo because its mode is hidden from the mode rotation. You can only access turbo from a double click. So I don't really care anymore with that in mind, because that's the truth. You're not going to pick it up to go to the bathroom in the night. It's just you're just not even going to take it for going for a little walk. It's so heavy. That's the downside to it. It's just so damn heavy that after holding it, after about 5-10 minutes, my arm's getting a bit sore. So you definitely want to use this with like the shoulder strap. So I'd far rather take the SR16 on a walk, and you can access the lowest level. So you can think about that what you want, but that's now my thoughts on that. Don't really care, because that's just how it is. The one thing that I've really noticed is that, how I talked about on my first video, that there is just so much glare from how much light is actually being projected downrange, that all that glare is reflecting back into your eyes, is causing your eyes to adjust to all that light, and so it's actually stopping you from being able to see downrange now. You've got all this light, and it's rated at over 2,000 meters in range, and you can't see hardly any of that range. I can see really well out to about 600 meters, but after that it starts to fade out, and it doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as the drone and the photos. So that is it is a little bit disappointing for the user, and I proved that, because it's like, is that really what's happening, or is that just the SR32 just not really performing very well? Because of just all that glare back, it's just limiting your vision. And so I got the GT90, and I shone it out to about 600-700 meters onto some trees. And I was like, far out, that looks really bright, I can see really well. And then I got the SR32 at the same time and turboed it, both of them on, and now that GT90 looked half as bright, because your eyes are adjusting. It's kind of the same thing for the leaving a camera on automatic settings. If you go over to Charles Bridgetech's review of the SR32, you can see what I mean. Everything from the 25,000 lumen level looks no brighter. The 25 lumen level looks the same as the 120,000 lumen level, because the camera is auto-adjusting so that the foreground, the immediate area, is not overexposed. And so by doing that, you can't see the range now. And so if you need to see good range and take advantage of that range rating, you need to go for a narrower beam for a different model, because I can see really well to about 600 meters, and then it starts to fade out just for all that light coming back. So, I can highly recommend this light. It's a fun light to have, but just take note of that glare. If you're needing something for long range out on the farm, you're going to hate it if you're wanting to see beyond 600 meters, like really well. But yeah, so I can just report that the second unit was perfect, really awesome, and I hope you guys like my footage, and just leave a comment in just leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. Yeah, thanks guys.